Welcome to the Adapt and Thrive book series. You know, everyone is talking about AI, right? But today, we're going to tackle a really critical question. How do you grab all those massive opportunities AI offers without, getting totally sunk by its equally massive risks? Let's dive right in. So to kind of paint a picture, the book introduces us to this fictional company. We'll call them Innovate Corp. They had this awesome idea: build a super smart AI to personalize employee training. And their whole philosophy was wrapped up in this quote you see here, a really powerful reminder that they wanted to balance that forward momentum with, being responsible. And this is probably going to sound familiar to a lot of you. Innovate Corp's big AI dream, well, it pretty quickly slammed into a whole new world of risk. This wasn't just about code and algorithms anymore. Nope, they were suddenly up against threats that are totally unique to AI. And this is where it gets really real. I mean, look at these storm clouds that started gathering. They found out their system was, without them even realizing it, reinforcing old biases from their data. And their AI model, it was basically a black box. It made decisions, but no one could explain why. And even scarier, they realized that bad actors could sneakily tweak the input data, completely throwing off the AI's results without setting off any alarms. These weren't just theories from a textbook. This was a real storm about to hit their project. And that right there, that brings us to the big question for any company out there dreaming big with AI, probably including yours. Innovate Corp's problems, they're not some one-off thing. So the real question is, how do you manage that storm? How do you actually use the power of AI without getting caught in the pitfalls? Well, that's exactly where the book we're looking at today, Risk Management in an AI World, comes in. You can think of it as a guide through that storm, a roadmap designed to help organizations navigate these exact kinds of challenges. It's all about turning risk from something that stops you into something that actually helps you innovate better. Okay, so before we get any deeper, let's just make sure we're on the same page with what risk management even means, according to the book. It's a systematic process, right? It's not about trying to avoid every single risk. That's impossible. It's about being smart and proactive. You identify the threats, you figure out which ones matter most, and you make a plan to handle them. The big idea here is that it's a discipline for turning all that uncertainty into clear, decisive action. And I love how this slide shows just how practical the book is. It lays everything out like a 4-day workshop. You start with the basics on day 1, what even are AI risks? Then you move into governance and ethics, then the really technical stuff and security, and you wrap it all up on day 4 by building an actual action plan. It's a complete step-by-step journey. All right, so for the rest of our time today, I really want to zoom in on one key lesson from the book that I think is just incredibly important. And that's the essential skills that we as professionals absolutely need to be developing for this new AI-driven world. First up, and this one is a biggie, data analysis and data science. Honestly, this isn't optional anymore. If you're going to manage AI risk, you've got to be able to get your hands dirty with the data, find those hidden patterns, and spot threats before they blow up. And right alongside that is a real solid understanding of machine learning itself. I mean, think about it. You can't manage the risk of a black box if you have no idea how it works, where its blind spots might be, or how it could be biased, right? Hey, just gonna jump in for a quick second. If you're finding this stuff useful, would you mind hitting that like button and subscribing? It's a huge help and lets us keep making more content like this for the whole Adapt and Thrive community. Thanks a lot. Okay, back to it. The third critical skill is cybersecurity and digital forensics. AI brings a whole new playbook of attack methods to the table. Things like those sneaky data manipulation tricks we saw with Innovate Corp. You gotta understand these new threats to build defenses that actually work. And finally, number 4, you need to be an expert in ethics, compliance, and all the regulations. With new AI laws popping up all over the place, making sure your AI is on the right side of the law isn't just a nice to have. It's absolutely crucial to avoid crippling fines and, frankly, to stay in business. You know, one of the biggest takeaways from the book is that this whole thing, it's a journey. It's not a one-and-done fix. It's really about building a culture where everyone is constantly learning and thinking proactively about risk. So that really leaves us with a pretty important question to ask ourselves. I mean, look back at that list of skills we just talked about. Are your teams really equipped for this, for the AI era? It's a tough question, but a really good one to think about. Where are the gaps in your own organization? And look, what we've gone over today is really just scratching the surface. This book is packed with valuable insights, so in our upcoming videos, we're definitely going to dive a lot deeper into more of its concepts. So make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss out on those.
I want to leave you with this one last thought from the book because I think it just perfectly sums up the whole story of Innovate Corp. What they learned was that by really leaning into risk management, they didn't slow themselves down, just the opposite. They built an AI that was stronger, more resilient, and way more trustworthy. It's such a powerful way to think about it. Risk management isn't the brakes holding you back, it's the guardrails that let you innovate faster and safer. Really powerful stuff. Thanks for tuning in.